Today I wanted to demonstrate how I clean my Vitamix blender. There's a couple different things that you can do depending on what you're trying to clean and what's dirty on it. Now, I just made a smoothie with mine and then I gave it a quick rinse. That's usually the best thing to do if you are going to clean it out the way I'm going to show, is to give it a quick rinse and really get out all of the large bits of debris that might be in the blender itself. And then what you're going to do is fill it up with a little bit of warm water. I usually put up to about the 3 cup with warm water and just a little bit of soap. So I have my Vitamix filled up with warm water to about the 3 cup or just under. I do want to make mention that if you are going to put hot liquids in your Vitamix blender, that you want to really make sure that you don't have a tight seal on your lid, because that can cause pressure to build up underneath the lid. And also, when you start your Vitamix off, you want to be going on a very low speed. So I usually start it right at the 1 and turn it on, and then slowly will increase the speed till my liquid is cleaning up at the top of my blender. And then I'll let it run there for a little bit. I never use the turbo when I'm cleaning my blender. I just feel like it's unnecessary. Although some people might. If you have a lot less liquid in here, that might be okay. Now I always turn it on low, and you can see that as you turn it on, you're going to get all of those bits from underneath the blade that are maybe not accessible when you're just rinsing it out with a tap. So I'll turn up the speed a little bit, and you'll see that the liquid will go up the sides a little bit. Now I only put about this much liquid in because I'm only trying to cover where I hit with my smoothie. Now if I was using the entire blender and I had it full up to here, then I might put that much liquid in here and then just turn it on at a low speed and get the top. So after I give it a good rinse, after I take the liquid out, you can see that it's quite clean inside. There is no food left inside this Vitamix. And if I took the blade assembly piece off the bottom, you would see that there's no food underneath the blade either. Now, some people have made mention that sometimes when they are cleaning their blender, sometimes it gets cloudy and they are unable to get the cloudiness off of the blender. This happens just sometimes from a buildup of just, food and whatever is getting stuck to the actual plastic. Your pitcher is not ruined or anything, but sometimes you can resolve this just by putting a cup of vinegar and some water and letting it sit overnight, and it'll kind of take that buildup off the side of the blender. I personally haven't experienced this, but that's something that I've read that you can do. Now, I want to also make a note that if you are cleaning your blender by putting the soapy water inside, it's obviously not going to clean the outside of the blender. So if you have some smoothie or soup or whatever you're using your blender for, on the outside, you're going to have to manually wash that off with hot water or a cloth and soapy water or whatever. Now, the other thing that you can do to really give your blender a deep clean is if you notice that maybe some smoothie went down the side of your blender and then you got it on the top of your blender, you can also take off this plastic piece on the top of your blender, which makes it really handy. This could really just go in the dishwasher if you wanted. And then it makes it really easy to wipe down the top of your blender here. The whole blender piece itself is really just kind of like a big block. So I usually will just take, like a soapy rag and just give it a real good wipe and get all of in between everything so that there's no food or debris left on it. You want to make sure that you don't get water where any of the openings are into the blender. There's like an intake here that you don't want to probably get water into. And that's kind of it. There's really not that many pieces that you need to take off in order to clean your blender. The other thing is with the lid and the mixer piece, this you could probably just rinse off and with soapy water, give it a good rinse. This often the water won't hit the top of it when you're cleaning it with soapy water, so I'll often just throw this part in the dishwasher, or just give it a rinse off in the sink or with some soapy water.